দর্শক বিরতির পর আবারও ফিরে এলাম আয়ন টেলিভিশনের বিশেষ আয়োজন আ টেল অফ টু ফেস্টিভ সিটিজ এই অনুষ্ঠানটিতে। বিরতির আগে আমরা কথা বলছিলাম আমাদের তিনজন পূজা কমিটির আয়োজকদের সাথে, এবং সাথে ছিলেন আমাদের কলকাতা থেকে ব্রিটিশ ডেপুটি হাই কমিশনের মানবর ডেপুটি হাই কমিশনার ব্রুস বাকনার, এবং একই সাথে কলকাতায় আমরা এক বিপুল আয়োজন দেখতে পাচ্ছি যেখানে তারা অধীর আগ্রহে আমাদের কথা শুনছেন যে এখানে আমরা কিভাবে উদযাপন করছি পুজো। আমি বিরতির পরে আমাদের যে নতুন প্যানেল যোগ দিয়েছেন আমাদের সাথে, তাদের সাথে আপনাদের পরিচয় করিয়ে দিচ্ছি। আমার ডানে রয়েছেন সৈকত বর্মন, সেক্রেটারি। আমি দুঃখিত, সৈকত বর্মন, তিনি হচ্ছেন সেক্রেটারি পঞ্চমুখী হ্যারো। এরপরে রয়েছেন অজিত সাহা, he is the president of Sarvajanin Baba Loknath Association, or SBLA in the UK. And then we have Utpal Bongo. He is the secretary of Adda, and Adda is based in Slough.
Adda Slough.
Yes. So Utpal Bongo, and then we will start with you basically, and we were talking about immersion. Do you emerge your pratima, or do you keep it in the warehouse as well?
No, we keep it in a warehouse.
You keep it.
We keep it in a warehouse,
right?
Because it's very difficult for us to like it's all is because of our transportation costing and all. So we keep it in a warehouse. We put it in a safe place where where we normally keep the pratimas and all, and from there every year we take it. But every 5 years, 4 years, we keep on changing them.
And Ojicha, is it same with you?
Yeah, exactly same, because as Dada just mentioned, it's not financially viable every time to hold that immersion thing. But what do we do instead? We call it Dorpon Bishorjan, like when you see the face of Ma in a mirror, and we presume that actually we're doing the immersion on the sea or on the ocean.
Okay.
We call it Dorpon Bishorjan.
So that's kind of like a symbolic immersion
yes.
that you do. Right, and what about you?
Similar to what my previous speaker has just said, so we do similar Dorpon Bishorjan. Although we do not actually immerse our idol in a river or any other water body, because there are lots of regulations and environmental concerns that we have in this country. But all the rituals associated with immersion are absolutely followed. Like for example, Shidur Khala, playing with vermilion, and Dhunuchi Nach, and all that we do, and the activities associated with immersion of Goddess Durga, that is followed in its entirety in the festival.
Absolutely. I would like to ask a question to you, Bruce, and everyone else there. How are you feeling after hearing like what goes on in the UK, and what is your experience, and how are you finding it?
You can take a Bengali out of Bengal, but you can really never take Bengal out of him, right? The thing is this, that that they do it. I think that that we might get it wrong, and my years in London, I can tell you that we might get some bit of it wrong. But these guys are so connected to their country. It's incredible, because that everything that they do is just they make sure that that nobody can ever tell them that that you're not doing it right because you're an NRI. I think they are the bigger ambassadors for this country than we are, because because they get it right every time. They do everything possible. From if you look at the culture programs, for example, they plan years in advance. They get the best artists to go and perform. They have the best pujos. They have all the kind of things. They have the cultural programs. So I think hats off to kind of the pujas that's happening in London, because I think that it's they're being real ambassadors of India to Britain.
Like you said, obviously decorations and making the pandals is really important on every kind of these festivals. So what do? We hire some designers who does programs and different occasions. So they do some customized background, which we can put like background as of the mandap, and then we also do a lot of lighting. So obviously creativity works. Like last time, for an example, we used some crafting and then some boards with coloring and symbolic those sky kind of things to give it more realistic look. Okay. So we try our best within limited assets and resources we have in UK, but we really try to make it every time more creative and colorful.
How about you?
Yeah, similar to what he said. So we often involve various designer organizations. For example, few years back we replicated Dakshineshwar temple here. So we replicated the Dakshineshwar temple as a mandop or as a pandal here. Again, I can remember a couple of years back we had a British theme. So we had the British telephone boxes, the double-decker buses that we see in London. So those things were replicated in a couple of years back. So there is an honest effort which goes into the creative side or the cultural or the creative side of the things in mandop decoration. But it's not just mandop. It's also the cultural program that we do. There's a lot of creative element that we bring into those cultural programs. For example, this year we are doing Mohalaya or Mohishashur Mordini, which will be live Chondi part and music with dance. So Indian classical dance performance with Mohalaya. That will be a live performance. So we try and instill creativity into sort of everything we do, not necessarily mandop, but everything else that we do as well.
What about you? Addaslav, what do they do in terms of
We
creativity?
normally do Kali Pujas. Our
Alright.
specialization especially in Kali Pujas, Saraswati Pujas. We haven't come through as a Durga Puja because it's a long festival and we hardly get the holidays in terms of the schools wise. But we do exactly the same thing, but it's a one-day puja. So we all as in members as well as the volunteers, we come together and we do the setups and everything at backside, and we have a lot of other creativity things what we do. And of course India Puja is India Puja, like we cannot be comparing because it's very difficult to set up a proper pandal like as an outside, but whatever we try to do inside the parameters area, we do our level best in terms
I think it's important to note is that all the pujas, like most of the pujas, are indoors. They happen indoors, whether in a community center, big community halls. And second thing is they're all community level initiatives. There is no government backup for that, apart from a few where they receive maybe a very minimal grant from the local authorities, which is very different to central government. So these pujas or religious festivals are happening a little bigger than the family in-house, but way smaller than large-scale national initiatives. I think that's kind of like the feel that we have here. What do we get here in the UK? The Bengali food. Do we get Bengali food?
Well, I mean, obviously we get lots of Bengali foods here. I
think sometimes we get better than
Better,
the Bengali,
I mean-
because the best things come here, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's true.
You
That's
can
very
name
true.
it, and I mean, every place, especially like Bengali places, and you will be amazed to know that how many Bengali peoples live here. I mean, sometimes we think like London becomes the second home,
Yeah.
and after obviously Kolkata or Dhaka or Bangladesh, I mean, this is the second largest residence of Bengali community. So we have all sort of facilities here, and we are glad to have those delicious foods.
What would be your experience
Yeah, so
like?
one of obviously as the Deputy Commissioner, High Commissioner said, food is an integral part of Bengali culture, and Durga Puja food is also a very significant part of Durga Puja is food. So what we have been doing in recent years is we have been doing food courts within our festival arena. So we have been setting up, we have been allowing vendors to set up stalls. So for example, to sell, for example, sweets, to sell what we call shingara or samosa in India, to sell, for example, jhalmuri, authentic kind of Bengali foods.
Street food.
Street foods that we
Yes.
get. So we've been allowing vendors to do that. One other thing we do in our pujo is we serve prasad or bhog twice, lunch and dinner, to the devotees who come to see our Durga Puja. Those are served for free, and those are essentially Bengali cuisines. So for example, khichuri, for example, things which are integral part of the puja.
Yeah.
We try and replicate as much as possible, knowing that it is incomplete without the food part.
And what about you? Do
Same-
you-
same
same
thing.
kind of
It's the
thing.
same kind of
What
thing.
do you think? Like the shops in Slough, do you get many Bengali shops there with?
There are couple of restaurants are there, those who are like it's a mixed culture between Bengali, Bangladeshi and all sort of thing, but we still go and eat there. It's a taste of a flavor, we get it.
What we have here, especially in East London, we see that it's very much like Bengalis there. 'Cause
Dominate.
Yeah.
when I walk down the streets of Brick Lane
true.
or Whitechapel or there, everything is written in Bengali. We get the biggest Hilsha fishes here. I think the biggest
do.
that I can
Yes,
get,
we do.
even from
Yeah.
Bangladesh. I remember my relatives coming and saying, you get the biggest fishes that we don't even see.
Yeah.
So I think we are a bit privileged in that aspect, that food-wise, we get the better part.
And obviously,
Fresh food.
obviously the hygiene-wise
Yes.
and the quality-wise. I mean, because I know obviously that's quite unfortunate. In back home, we have some quality issues, but I think here we have a little bit better to have that quality side has been checked.
Right.
And on the health and safety issues, just to let our viewers know that whatever we cook in the kitchen or the health and safety rules we have to always follow, and all our chefs are actually certified level of food certificates they have, which is actually part of local laws.
So I think that the food in Pujas in London is great. One of the requests I have to make to the three of you is that hopefully two things that I would like to see in my lifetime. One, that if you can recreate Kumartuli of any of that inside one of the halls and stuff. And the curry, for example, we took the curry to Britain. Now, if you look at the restaurants, Brits make better curry than we do, because there's a problem with thing. So the point is this: that I hope that we can teach them even how to make the murtis. I think the London Charlotte shop this time, connected with SOAS and had a murti making workshop. So maybe in a decade we can actually get people in England to make the murtis for you, so that you have to get it from here.
Yeah, I think that's a very good idea. What he was saying is that a recommendation, to be honest, that if you can get someone learn the techniques of making the pratimas, like how you can do it, maybe it won't be as expensive as you think. But what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, if we go by the number, I think in the UK we have almost 100 puja now. Now, obviously, if we had that kind of facilities to make the pratimas or deities over here, I'm sure like then we would every year could use the brand new pratimas. Yeah, that could be looked after. And obviously, I think if our community people who actually studied those art and design, they can put forward their ideas.
I think it's a very good suggestion. I think it could be a commercial initiative as well. Anyone who wants to have maybe a brunch or commercially set up shop here, it can easily be done, because there is a business aspect to it, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And there is a demand for it, because
Absolutely.
you've got so many pujas going on, and then there is a question that comes again, like
Just for an example, I mean, when we brought Devi's pratimas last time, it cost us around £4,000, so which is equivalent to Indian rupee out. I think it's roughly 4 lakh.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure, like, if we want to source it there, it wouldn't cost for this size of pratimas. So it could
so
be.
just to bring the pratima, it costs
Altogether.
you £4,000,
Yeah,
let alone the
No, it's
making
altogether
charge and
4,000.
everything.
Altogether.
Altogether. So that's quite expensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's quite expensive.
But
No,
there
I
is
think
one more. I just wanted to add something.
Yeah.
The problem, we can't make pratima here because we need to bring a Ganga Mati, which we call Ganga Mati. Yeah, we need to bring it from there, which is a polymati. Without that mud, we cannot make a pratima for. We can make it with different artificial things, but if you want a real pratima, then we need to have a mud from the Ganga, and through which all the composition will be done. Otherwise, we can't make it. It's very difficult for us to, and of course we need to import other things. Business prospect, yes, it is good, but we need to get other facilities through which we have to.
is there a way around it? Say, for example, you bring the pratima, but what if you bring the actual mud?
There possibly is a way around it. We need to explore. I think it's a brilliant idea. It's something which needs to be explored in a bit more detail.
Yeah.
And considering the fact that now, as we know, there's around 100 Durga Pujas in the UK. Okay, there was a time when there was probably far and few, maybe 5, 10. Now it is 100. There is possibly a very good case for us to do something here. I know the point that Utpal mentioned regarding Mati is very important. But I would like to think there would be a way around it, and we need to just explore that. Maybe
take it to the next level. Maybe you can, and also the other thing could be that it's not sustainable because you have to emerge it, and then you need to make way of new kind of like Pratima. How do you do it? So maybe there should be a scientific way of recyclable or renewable element to it, add it so that you can do it very easily.
And if just one more thing, it's not only Durga Puja, because our believers, they also worship or do puja at home, so they need the same pratima in a little version. So if an industry builds up here, they're not going to only build the whole thing, they will also build those small deities, so which can be actually used by normal household pujas.
Possible. I think we can explore it from many different angles actually, and it's a very good idea.
And so we will be shortly going to a break, and before going to the break, I just want to ask you something. Like, so we're talking about the nitty-gritties of it, isn't it? Like how we are making it and what things should be needed. But you don't do it full time, do you? This is not something that you are always doing, taking your time off work and kind of like going through all the rituals and everything. How do you manage? Because there's a long list of festivities and rituals you have to do for pujas. Like, how do you manage it? Do you want to say, Ajita? Yeah, go on.
You are very correct. Like in London life, I mean, as you know, in overseas, we are all busy and we have some tight schedules. Especially this time, Durga Puja is falling our weekdays, mostly from Monday to Friday. And to get holidays from work, break from your business, and get off kids off from the school is really a difficult job. However, I mean, we are lucky to have a lot of volunteers, members, and we share the jobs within us. And also our other half, like our Mrs. Bodhis, and we get a lot of help from them. So we actually distribute the jobs among us based on our available time, and that's why we need a long planning. Our planning started 2 months before that, how we're going to manage those 5 days.
একটা প্রশ্ন ছিল যেটা আমি আগেও আপনাদেরকে করেছি যে আজকে প্যানেলে আমরা একটা জেন্ডার ব্যালেন্স দেখছি না, কিন্তু তারপরেও আমার কাছে মনে হয়েছে যে যখন আপনারা এই পুজোগুলো অর্গানাইজ করেন, আপনি মেনশন করেছেন যে আপনাদের সহধর্মিনী যারা রয়েছেন তারা খুব অ্যাক্টিভলি এটাতে আছেন, কিন্তু এই যে আপনাদের যে অর্গানাইজেশনের যে স্ট্রাকচারটা, হ্যাঁ, অর্গানোগ্রাম যেটা, এটার মধ্যে নারীদের অংশগ্রহণ কেমন? তারা কি আছেন পরিকল্পনা প্রণয়ন বা এই ধরনের প্ল্যানিং বা অর্গানাইজিং ফেজে?
ভীষণভাবে আছেন। ইনফ্যাক্ট নারী শক্তি ছাড়া তো হবে না, কারণ দুর্গা তো নারী শক্তিরই পূজা। তো আমাদের অর্গানাইজেশন যেমন আমাদের যে ট্রাস্টিজ রয়েছেন, আমাদের 3 জন ট্রাস্টি পঞ্চমুখীর, তাদের মধ্যে একজন কিন্তু মহিলা ট্রাস্টি। লট অফ দ্য প্ল্যানিং অ্যাক্টিভিটিস যা আমরা প্ল্যানিং করি তার ফোরফ্রন্টেও কিন্তু মহিলারা রয়েছে, কারণ পুজো সংক্রান্ত প্ল্যানিং এবং পুজো সংক্রান্ত অন্যান্য যা প্ল্যানিং সেগুলো ওনারা লিড করেন অনেক সময়। উই লিভ ইট টু দেম টু ম্যানেজ, সো দে আর ভেরি মাচ অ্যাট দ্য ফোরফ্রন্ট। অ্যান্ড although we only have male এখানে যারা রয়েছে representations from organizations, but probably এটা অর্গানাইজেশনের ডাইভার্সিটিটাকে পুরোপুরি হাইলাইট করছে না। আমার মনে হয় প্রত্যেক অর্গানাইজেশনেই বোধহয় এই ডাইভার্সিটিটা প্রচুরভাবে রয়েছে এবং ভালো।
আপনারা কি কোনো রকম, আপনারা যে কালী পুজো করেন বা আমরা দেখি যে যেটা বললেন আমাদের সৈকত বর্মন, যে এই ধরনের আয়োজনটা যেহেতু আপনারা নারী মূর্তি পূজা বেশি করছেন এবং এটা খুবই সিম্বলিক, আপনার নারী শক্তিকে তাদের জাগরণের শক্তি দেখছেন যে তারা রিইনকার্নেশন যেভাবে আমরা ধরি না কেন, তো এখানে যে নারীদের যে অংশগ্রহণ, এটা কি আপনি মনে করেন যে সমান হয় আপনাদের পুজোগুলোতে?
আমাদের পুজোগুলোতে সমান হয়। ওনারা মানে আমাদের এফোর্ট বা আমরা যে টাইম দিচ্ছি আমাদের থেকে বেশি ওনারা দিচ্ছেন, কারণ after having kids, cultural activities থেকে ইনভলভ করা, ইভেন আমার ওয়াইফ শি ইজ এ ডান্সার, সি ডান্স করে, ইভেন যে আড্ডা কালচারাল যে আমরা যেটা করছি, ওনাদের যে হেড রয়েছে এখন আপাতত আমার ওয়াইফ আছে প্লাস আরও 2-3 জন আছে, ইন্দ্রাণী বলে আছেন, ওনারা কিন্তু এই জিনিসটাকে সামলাচ্ছে। সো অফকোর্স ডেফিনেটলি উইদাউট দ্যাম ইটস ডিফিকাল্ট।
আমাদেরটা না বললেই নয় যে আমাদের এসবিএল এর যে এক্সিকিউটিভ টিমে অ্যারাউন্ড 50 মেম্বার্স, তার মধ্যে আমি মনে করি অ্যাটলিস্ট 15 উই হ্যাভ ওমেন
Still not
রিপ্রেজেন্টেটিভ।
50-50.
No, still not
Still not
50-50.
50-50.
However, the important sectors like cultural, religious sector, they are the prominent.
হ্যাঁ।
And especially, আমি বলবো যে we have a very strong team. We call it SBLA Women's Team.
Okay, very
And
good.
you will be glad to see that this time, I mean, as you said, unity, like SBLA Women's Team ordered 70 odd saris, same saris, and it's coming from Kolkata, that they're going to wear on Vijaya Dashami.
Excellent.
60 odd Punjabi has been ordered by them for our man member, so that they can wear the same Punjabi on the same day, and it's all been done by the women's team. And obviously women's team is doing Dandiya, they're doing Dhunchi, they're promoting their unity in a different way. I mean, without their help, I think our type of religious organization is nowhere.
Yeah, this is absolutely we want to hear. আমরা অনুষ্ঠানের একদম শেষ পর্যায়ে চলে এসেছি। অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ দর্শক, আমাদের অনুষ্ঠানের একদম শেষ পর্যায়ে আমরা চলে এসেছি। আমি ধন্যবাদ দিতে চাই আমাদের আজকের এই অনুষ্ঠানে সুদূর কলকাতা থেকে ব্রিটিশ ডেপুটি হাই কমিশন আমাদের সাথে যোগ দিয়েছেন এবং মান্যবর ডেপুটি হাই কমিশনার ব্রুস বাকনাল। I thank him profoundly for this initiative. I think it has been a wonderful, wonderful tale of two festive cities where we got a bit of ideas about how we celebrate in a different aspect, in a different context, but still holding on to that root cause that we are together, we are united, be it Bangladesh, be it Bengal, we are the same when it comes to festivals like this that can unite us together. আপনাদের সবাইকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ আমাদের আজকে আয়োজনের আসার জন্য। আমি ধন্যবাদ দিতে চাই কলকাতা ব্রিটিশ ডেপুটি হাই কমিশনকে, এবং আবারও দেখা হবে অন্য কোনো ফেস্টিভ্যাল নিয়ে আমরা কথা বলবো। সে পর্যন্ত সবাই ভালো থাকুন।